Meghan Markle is reportedly in a state of complete legal and personal panic, and the sudden shift behind the high walls of Montecito has sent shockwaves through the royal media landscape. The quiet security of their California estate has dissolved into what insiders describe as an absolute war room atmosphere, as two of the royal family's most relentless and unforgiving critics, Lady Colin Campbell and investigative journalist Tom Bower, have joined forces to launch an extraordinary, multi-front public assault. This isn't just another round of tabloid speculation or minor gossip. What is just leaked from behind closed doors involves explosive claims of a hidden affair, secret text messages discovered in the dead of night, and allegations of emotional betrayal that could forever shatter the carefully crafted narrative of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's united front. As lawsuit threats fly across the Atlantic, Lady C has publicly declared that she will not back down, delivering a chilling, direct warning that she will crush any legal retaliation like an elephant crushing an ant. The battle lines have been drawn, the receipts are being assembled, and the royal world is standing on the precipice of a devastating public reckoning that threatens to expose every secret they have tried so desperately to hide. To truly understand the sheer magnitude of the catastrophe unfolding inside Montecito today, we have to look back at the relentless, years-long war between the Duchess of Sussex and the two commentators who have made it their life's mission to dismantle her public image. Lady Colin Campbell, a seasoned royal insider with decades of access to the highest corridors of British aristocracy, has never been a commentator who hides behind diplomatic language. Operating from her historic estate at Castle Goring, Lady C has spent years dropping jaw-dropping revelations about the inner workings of the Sussex household, revelations that have repeatedly sent the couple's legal team into overdrive. She is a woman who boasts that in nearly half a century of public commentary, she has never once been forced to retract a single word under legal pressure, nor has she ever lost a lawsuit brought against her. When Lady C speaks, the royal establishment listens, and the Montecito legal machine braces for impact. Standing right beside her in this newly aligned offensive is Tom Bower, the formidable investigative journalist whose scathing biography Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the war between the Windsors sent shockwaves through the global publishing world. Bower is not a mere gossip columnist, he is a ruthless researcher known for compiling hundreds of interviews, verified documents, and flight logs before publishing a single sentence. When Bower sets his sights on a subject, he doesn't just critique, he dissects. His previous exposures of the Sussexes' international tours, including the deeply controversial Colombia trip where allegations of massive outfit budgets clashed directly with local charity outcomes, established him as the most dangerous investigative threat to their personal brand. For years, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have operated with a specific, highly aggressive strategy when dealing with critical media coverage. They have built an international reputation for taking swift, decisive legal action against major news outlets, tabling multi-million-dollar lawsuits against the publisher of the Daily Mail, taking the British Home Office to court over personal security arrangements, and launching aggressive formal complaints against broadcast networks. Their public relations strategy has always relied on total control of the narrative, projecting an image of unshakable romantic unity, global philanthropic leadership, and moral superiority over the traditional institution of the monarchy. However, a fundamental vulnerability has begun to show in that armor. While the Sussexes have proven more than willing to drag news corporations through years of exhausting, expensive litigation, an undeniable pattern has emerged in how they handle their most formidable individual critics. When facing seasoned commentators who possess deep insider networks and comprehensive legal defenses, the aggressive court filings often give way to behind-the-scenes panic and carefully leaked media denials. The history between Meghan, Lady C, and Tom Bower is littered with unresolved legal threats that never quite make it to a courtroom setting. Why? Because the moment a formal lawsuit is filed, both sides are subjected to the brutal process of legal discovery. Under oath, text messages, private emails, financial ledgers, and personal correspondence must be surrendered to the court. Lady C and Tom Bower know this procedural reality inside and out, and they have spent years daring the Sussexes to take the final step and sign the court papers. The tension between these opposing forces has been building like a pressure cooker for over 3 years. Every broadcast by Lady C questioning the timeline of key events in Montecito, every chapter released by Tom Bower detailing private arguments behind palace gates, and every media appearance calling out the couple's commercial ventures has added fuel to an inevitable explosion. The public has watched as the Sussexes tried to ignore, dismiss, or legally intimidate these two figures, but the commentary only grew louder, the audience grew larger, and the allegations became increasingly specific. Now, that long-simmering rivalry has finally reached its absolute boiling point. The subtle warnings and indirect jabs are officially over. Lady C and Tom Bower have fired a direct shot across the bow of the Montecito estate, bringing forward a set of claims so deeply personal, so explosive, and so destructive to the couple's core image that silence is no longer an option. The battle that was years in the making has officially begun, and the fallout promises to be catastrophic. The explosion occurred when Lady C released an extraordinary broadcast that instantly reverberated across the internet, setting off alarm bells inside the Sussex communications team. In the video, Lady C did not mince words, but she chose her vocabulary with mathematical precision, a clear sign that her legal team had vetted every single syllable before the camera was even turned on. Headlines across the globe immediately erupted with claims that Lady C had formally accused Prince Harry of having an extramarital affair. But if you actually analyze the exact language used in the broadcast, the reality of what was reported is far more intricate, far more legally calculated, and infinitely more dangerous to the Sussexes' private reality. Lady C explicitly avoided using the legal trigger word affair. Instead, drawing from what she described as highly positioned, impeccably sourced individuals within their immediate orbit, she stated that Prince Harry had developed genuine, deep emotional feelings for a prominent woman residing in the Montecito area. She further claimed that this woman reciprocated those deep emotional feelings, creating an intense, secret bond that went far beyond professional courtesy. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves through the audience. Lady C revealed that Meghan Markle had allegedly stumbled upon a series of highly intimate, secret text messages on Harry's personal phone late one night, messages that revealed the sheer depth of this emotional connection. According to these leaked insider accounts, the discovery triggered an immediate, explosive confrontation inside the Montecito mansion. What began as a quiet evening reportedly spiraled into a screaming match that could be heard by household staff in adjacent wings of the estate. The allegations detail a scene of utter emotional chaos, accusations of profound betrayal, demands for immediate explanations, and a furious exchange that left both parties utterly shaken. Within hours of Lady C's broadcast going live, fake text screenshots and exaggerated quote threads began spreading like wildfire across X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok, with millions of users analyzing every single detail of the alleged midnight confrontation. The PR machine in Montecito was forced into emergency action, scrambling to contain the narrative before it completely dominated the international news cycle. But instead of launching a formal legal filing through a top-tier California or London law firm, the Sussex response arrived through a surprisingly indirect channel, a defensive briefing published in the Australian celebrity magazine New Idea. The article featured statements from a supposed impeccably placed insider who vehemently denied the allegations, insisting that Harry and Meghan stood completely united, deeply in love, and utterly unbothered by what they termed malicious and baseless rumors. However, buried deep within that exact same defensive article was a single, extraordinary sentence that completely destroyed the image of unity they were trying so desperately to project. The insider casually revealed that Prince Harry had spent the morning sitting down with Meghan, patiently reminding her that it is simply not the royal way to pursue legal action against independent authors, commentators, and historians. Think about the staggering hypocrisy of that statement. This is Prince Harry, the exact same man who has filed more lawsuits against the press than any royal in modern history, the man who dragged the British government through years of bitter court battles over his private security, and the man who has publicly declared war on tabloid publishing houses. To suggest that this man is suddenly sitting in his living room coaching his wife on the virtues of royal restraint and dignified silence makes absolute zero sense. If a couple is truly united and standing shoulder to shoulder in the face of false rumors, why would one partner need to actively talk the other out of filing a lawsuit? That isn't a picture of unshakable solidarity. That is the undeniable proof of a massive internal disagreement being managed in real time through an Australian tabloid. And just when the public was trying to digest this massive contradiction, the first shocking twist hit the news wires. Leaked communications from within the Sussex media team revealed that the decision to issue the denial through an overseas magazine wasn't a coordinated strategy at all. It was a frantic, unilateral move made after a heated argument between Harry and Meghan's respective legal advisors. Harry's personal legal team reportedly issued a stern warning that filing a libel suit against Lady C would be an absolute legal trap, as it would immediately grant her defense team the legal right to subpoena Harry's phone records, text message archives, and private WhatsApp backups. Meghan, consumed by absolute fury over the embarrassing headlines, reportedly demanded immediate legal action regardless of the risk, leaving their entire communications strategy in utter ruins. As news of the internal rift between the Sussexes and their legal advisors leaked to the press, Lady Colin Campbell did not retreat into the shadows or issue a softened clarification. Instead, sitting in her drawing room at Castle Goring, recovering from a recent illness, she launched an astonishing public counterattack that escalated the war to a level never before seen in royal reporting. Looking directly into the camera lens with cold, unwavering confidence, Lady C delivered a statement that instantly went viral across every major social media platform. "I am not afraid of Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is a third-rate greaser and a bully. I am used to first-rate bullies. She does not frighten me in the slightest, and if she tried anything on me, I would crush her the way an elephant crushes an ant." The raw, unfiltered aggression of that quote hit the internet like a megaton bomb. Within hours, the phrase #ElephantAndAnt was trending globally on X, generating tens of thousands of posts, memes, and fiery debates. Royal commentators, media lawyers, and public relations experts lined up on international news broadcasts to analyze the legal ramifications of Lady C's defiance. By using such shockingly harsh language, Lady C wasn't just expressing personal contempt, she was sending a clear, deliberate signal to the Sussex legal team: "I have the evidence, I have the sources, and I am actively begging you to take me to court." While the internet was reeling from Lady C's explosive defiance, Tom Bower stepped into the fray to deliver a devastating second blow. Drawing from his extensive research and deep network of high-level contacts, Bower brought renewed attention to a critical vulnerability in Meghan's legal track record, a vulnerability that any competent defense attorney would exploit in a heartbeat. He reminded the public of Meghan's previous high-profile legal battle against Associated Newspapers, where the written judgment entered into permanent legal history revealed deeply damaging findings regarding her truthfulness during court proceedings. Bower pointed out that after years of exhausting litigation and massive legal bills, the actual damages awarded to Meghan in that specific privacy claim amounted to a single, nominal coin, £1. A single pound is not a triumphant moral victory, it is a permanent, recorded warning to any future court that cross-examining her under oath is a goldmine for the defense. Then, Tom Bower dropped a second, completely unexpected twist that elevated the scandal from a personal feud into a full-blown crisis of public credibility. He brought forward documented details regarding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's high-profile tour of Colombia, a trip that had been aggressively promoted to the world as a purely altruistic, humanitarian mission aimed at supporting underprivileged youth and promoting digital safety. Bower revealed that despite the transatlantic private jets, the elaborate security details, and the massive media entourage accompanying the couple, the total amount of money actually raised for local Colombian charities during the entire multi-day visit was a paltry, staggering $8,000. While local charitable organizations received a mere pittance, the research revealed a far more lucrative operation running simultaneously in the background. Throughout the humanitarian trip, Meghan was documented changing her high-end designer outfits between 4 and 5 times every single day. Almost instantly following each public appearance, coordinated social media posts were published highlighting the exact brands, jewelry, and accessories she was wearing, complete with direct affiliate shopping links. Purchases made by millions of global followers clicking those links generated substantial direct commercial affiliate commissions. In essence, Tom Bower exposed what was branded as a selfless humanitarian mission as a highly profitable, personal commercial shopping venture disguised behind a backdrop of impoverished schoolchildren. Bower went even further, describing footage from official state dinners during the tour where Prince Harry appeared completely lost, standing silently in rooms where high-level conversations were taking place entirely in languages he could not understand, smiling blankly at the cameras without any true comprehension of the events around him. Bauer wrote that behind Harry's polished smile, he observed an overwhelming sense of profound emptiness, a man being paraded from one photo opportunity to another while his wife ran a commercial fashion enterprise right beside him. The reveal sent social media into absolute meltdown. Critics began dissecting every video clip from the Columbia tour, pointing out the glaring contrast between the luxury wardrobe changes and the impoverished communities being visited. The narrative of self-sacrificing humanitarian service was crumbling in real time, replaced by a ruthless wave of public scrutiny that threatened to permanently damage their commercial appeal. Yet, despite the catastrophic fallout from these revelations, the most shocking aspect of the entire situation was what happened next, or rather, what didn't happen. While the Sussex legal machine burned through hundreds of thousands of dollars threatening commentators over emotional affair claims and press intrusion, they maintained a complete, total, and terrifying silence on a far more serious set of allegations that Lady C and Tom Bauer have been raising for years. For over 3 years, Lady C has publicly raised serious, detailed questions regarding the precise legal and medical circumstances surrounding the births of Archie and Lilibet, openly challenging the official documentation provided to the public. These broadcasts have reached millions of viewers worldwide, sparking massive global debates. Yet, while Meghan and Harry have filed lawsuits over minor tabloid photos, personal security details, and alleged phone hacking, they have never once launched a single legal challenge, issued a single formal denial, or dispatched a single lawyer to address the surrogacy claims. This absolute silence on the most critical narrative threat to their children's royal titles is not an oversight, it is a glaring, terrifying anomaly that leaves the entire world asking one simple question: why fight the small stories with maximum aggression, but run in absolute terror from the one claim that would require presenting medical records and sworn testimony in a court of law? The global reaction to this escalating warfare has been nothing short of explosive, dividing the public, the entertainment industry, and the international media into fiercely warring camps. Social media platforms have become virtual battlegrounds, with millions of users taking sides in what is being called the most destructive royal PR crisis of the decade. The internet is practically tearing itself apart, with hashtag trends competing for dominance as new details, real and exaggerated, continue to leak every few minutes. On one side of the divide, dedicated Sussex supporters, popularly known as the Sussex Squad, have launched a massive, coordinated defense campaign across X, Instagram, and TikTok. They argue that Lady Colin Campbell and Tom Bauer are engaged in a relentless, obsessive smear campaign driven by personal animosity and commercial greed. Supporters point to the couple's ongoing philanthropic work through the Archwell Foundation, claiming that the attacks on the Columbia trip are wildly out of context and deliberately spun to ignore the positive global attention brought to local charities. Fan accounts have flooded comment sections with claims that Lady C's elephant and ant quote is proof of unhinged, malicious intent, demanding that major broadcast networks permanently ban both Lady C and Tom Bauer from appearing on news panels. On the other side, an equally vocal and rapidly growing segment of the public views Lady C and Tom Bauer as fearless truth-tellers who are finally holding two exceptionally powerful public figures accountable. Critical commentators, independent bloggers, and millions of viewers have flooded YouTube reaction channels, praising Lady C for her refusal to back down in the face of legal intimidation. Online polls conducted by major media outlets show a staggering shift in public sentiment, with a vast majority of respondents indicating that they no longer trust the official statements coming out of Montecito. The phrase, "show us the receipts," has begun trending alongside coverage of the legal standoff, with critics demanding that if the Sussexes want to restore their credibility, they must stop hiding behind Australian magazine leaks and actually take Lady C to court. The drama has also sent shockwaves through the Hollywood entertainment industry and corporate boardrooms where the Sussexes hold major commercial deals. High-ranking executives at major streaming platforms and media houses are reportedly watching the unfolding catastrophe with deep unease. Insiders within the industry report that brand sponsors and corporate partners are becoming increasingly hesitant to align themselves with a personal brand that seems perpetually locked in bitter, exhausting legal feuds and embarrassing public scandals. The revelation regarding the affiliate-linked shopping operation during an official humanitarian tour has reportedly raised serious red flags among high-level corporate executives, who worry that the couple's altruistic branding is becoming commercially toxic. Major international news anchors and veteran royal correspondents have weighed in with unprecedented candor. Experienced journalists are publicly questioning the logic of the Sussex PR strategy, pointing out that Harry's reported intervention advising Meghan against legal action is a catastrophic tactical error. During a primetime news debate on a major British television network, a prominent media analyst bluntly stated, "If you threaten legal action every time a newspaper prints a story you dislike, but you freeze in absolute terror the moment an investigative author calls your bluff on television, you aren't protecting your privacy. You are admitting to the entire world that you cannot afford to have your witnesses cross-examined in a court of law." The debate has even spilled into political and social commentary circles, with public figures using the controversy to debate the ethics of celebrity journalism, the abuse of privacy laws, and the nature of modern public relations. Memes depicting Harry as a helpless bystander and Meghan as a furious strategist trying to control a collapsing narrative have garnered tens of millions of views, turning what was once a serious legal dispute into a viral pop culture mockery. The court of public opinion has officially opened its doors, and regardless of what happens behind the scenes in Montecito, the damage to their public standing is spreading faster than any PR team could ever hope to manage. Just as the media firestorm seemed to reach its absolute peak, a brand new, terrifying revelation has emerged from behind closed doors, one that completely shifts the gravity of this entire war and leaves the Sussexes facing a scenario they never, in their worst nightmares, saw coming. For the past 4 complete months, sharp-eyed royal observers and media analysts have noticed something deeply disturbing during Meghan Markle's public appearances, something that the mainstream press miraculously failed to report until now. Meghan has not been wearing her iconic $140,000 engagement ring. This isn't a case of taking the ring off for a few days to have a prong inspected or a stone cleaned. This is 4 continuous months of high-profile, highly photographed public events with a completely bare ring finger. To understand why this detail is so profoundly catastrophic, you have to remember what that ring represents. It isn't just a piece of expensive jewelry, it is the physical anchor of the entire Sussex origin story. Custom designed by Prince Harry, the ring features 2 flawless diamonds taken directly from the personal collection of his late mother, Princess Diana. It carries the entire emotional, romantic, and historical weight of their brand, the Botswana proposal, the fairy tale romance, the story of a prince who gave up his kingdom for the woman he loved. To remove that specific ring for 4 straight months while simultaneously facing explosive reports of secret text messages and private marital tension is a message that cannot be written off as a mere coincidence. Renowned media commentators have immediately drawn a chilling, direct historical parallel to 1992, when Princess Diana sat alone in front of the Taj Mahal, the world's most famous monument to romantic love, communicating to the entire world without saying a single word that her marriage to Prince Charles was utterly, unsalvageably over. Meghan Markle is a woman who understands the visual power of media better than almost anyone alive. Everything she does in front of a camera is deliberate, rehearsed, and meticulously calculated. She does not remove a ring containing Princess Diana's diamonds during a wave of affair rumors unless that bare finger is meant to send a cold, calculated signal to someone watching. When Lady C was asked about the missing ring in a recent private briefing, she smiled coldly and confirmed that the timing is far from accidental. But the final, mind-bending twist isn't just about the missing ring or the marital tension. A high-level intelligence leak from within the publishing world has just confirmed that Tom Bower and Lady C are not working in isolation. They have reportedly been quietly collaborating with a network of former senior royal aides, ex-household staff from the Montecito estate, and top-tier legal investigators to compile a massive, master dossier of documentary evidence. This dossier reportedly contains verified financial records, flight manifests, internal email chains, and sworn witness statements that cover every controversial aspect of the Sussexes' post-royal life, from the true financial details of their charity foundations to the undisclosed medical logs surrounding their children's births. Lady C and Tom Bower aren't just defending themselves against a potential lawsuit, they are allegedly preparing to launch a joint, definitive publishing project that will lay this entire dossier bare before the world. And according to the leaked reports, the paperwork for the legal filings that will force this evidence into the public domain is sitting on a desk in London, ready to be served the exact moment Meghan Markle signs her name to a court complaint. The trap has been set, the bait has been taken, and the fuse is officially burning down to the explosive barrel. The Montecito estate is standing on the edge of a legal and personal abyss, and one single wrong move in the coming days could trigger the total, unrecoverable collapse of the Sussex empire. This war is far from over, and the next 24 hours could bring the most explosive update yet. Will Meghan Markle risk everything by officially filing the lawsuit against Lady C, or will the fear of sworn cross-examination force the Sussexes into a complete and humiliating public retreat? What is the true message behind that missing $140,000 engagement ring, and what secrets are hidden inside Tom Bower's master dossier? We want to hear from you. Do you think Lady C and Tom Bower are finally going to expose the ultimate truth, or do you believe Harry and Meghan are being unfairly targeted by a ruthless media campaign? Sound off in the comments below, let's get the debate started. If you want to stay ahead of every shocking development in this rapidly unfolding royal crisis, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a single update from Crown Watch. The next episode is dropping very soon, and trust us, you will not want to miss what we are uncovering next. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.